Good evening, everyone. Sorry about the delay. We had some technical difficulties, we had some miscommunications, but we are here now. How are you tonight, Daryl?
I'm well. I'm well. I'm well. Hello,
Okay.
everyone.
I'm doing okay myself. So it was a bit of a rough week, you
Oh,
know.
really?
Yeah, it was a bit of a rough week for my family. So
Okay.
yeah, so I'm kind of tired tonight. So the miscommunication got me all jacked up.
Well,
But
most
yeah,
like
cause
most
huh?
most likely we'll be snowed in, so we'll be stuck in the house
Then
tomorrow.
they should definitely be here.
Right.
Hey
Ain't nobody going
Neil,
nowhere.
how you doing? Yeah, cause I am. Y'all can see, right? I got on my footy pajamas.
Is that
Cause
PJs?
yes,
Oh,
it is. Cause I was going. I'm going to hit the sack right after this. It's been a
uh,
real tiring,
oh, really?
tiring
One
week.
of them
Yes,
draining weeks.
yes. It's very. That's the word. Draining.
Gotcha.
Yes. So
Hey, we all have them.
tonight, huh?
We all have them every now and then.
Of course, of course.
Every now
Yeah,
and then.
every now and then you definitely can't escape them. So, our topic tonight is filter frauds. When people send their representative and not their real self, how it affects the people that they're meeting, what do people think about this? So, Daryl, let's hit it.
Well, let's see. I mean, I looked up some things on the topic, and filters are actually like that's the wave right now. And that's the vibe. Everybody is using filters, men and women. Women still outdoing men, but men are closing the gap at using filters. So it's weird. People don't even believe or like the way they look. Before we just had lighting and maybe angles, but now we have a whole new face. You got this face that's making you look totally different, which and people are okay with that, which is interesting. Because if you ever meet them in person, they're not that person.
Do you think people are you think that the people that's doing this are okay with it, or the people that they're meeting let it
Well, I
slide,
don't.
so that's why they keep doing it?
I think it's contingent upon how different you look,
Okay.
right? Because if I'm attracted to what I see in the picture and you're just not that, then that could be a real problem, right? Like, whoa, hey, where the girl in the picture at? you know,
But I
uh,
think this is something that women have been accused of since before you could do it on the internet.
well, I mean, women always been liars, right? You guys lie
Really?
constantly. Let's talk about it. I mean, you got Spanx, you have, fake uh, breasts, butts. Um, we're not talking about PJs, Ruth. Okay, all right. We're talking about how you women lie. Um, it's a lot of different things, hair, a lot of different things that women do to accent themselves that at times that are not really them. But I mean, hair and things of that nature, I don't think it's bad. But when you start butts and I mean, and not even butt, just fake butt pads, not getting the whole thing done. I'm talking about butt pads, jeans with butts in them. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like you don't got the butt. I don't mind if you go and you have it when you take your clothes off. I mean, when you don't have it, when you take your jeans off and the butt on the floor with it. I think that's an issue. I don't, or fake breast or uh, contacts, like those type of things that women do. So it can be crazy. I mean, sometimes makeup too. If you know how to do your makeup right, you can be a whole different person as well. In real
Hmm.
person, you be like, ooh, and so they take the makeup, like, ooh.
That's
People think
her.
they're gonna believe.
It reminds me of that scene in, is it I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
Yeah, when the
Where he
girl took
took
off
the girl
everything,
home.
she had a
Everything
whole
came
fake
off
leg.
except her leg.
Right, right. Everything. The leg came off and everything. Like, whoa.
And
So
Chris
it's
Rock
very interesting.
talked about that in one of his little stand-ups.
Right. Because that's something, you deal with out here these days. You always gotta prep yourself now. When you look at pictures, if they're too perfect, you gotta be like, wait a minute, can I see a picture regular? Can I have a regular picture? Before you ask for a picture to see what they look like, now like, can I get a picture like just regular, not touched? Uh, some people are really, people are really good at this and have apps that make it almost, one or two buttons and voila, you're a new person.
Hmm.
And it's scary.
I had
Is
mentioned a show before where the man had sued his wife
oh,
for misrepresentation because of how she really looked
but he
when he saw
married her.
her
What
without
she?
makeup or something. It was something like that. And he sued
How
her.
to get? How to get to marrying her?
Because I know women who said that, who say now that their man has never seen them without makeup.
Got you. Okay,
Hmm. So you get
that's
up in the
crazy.
morning, you do your makeup, or you sleep in it, and they just never see that. I mean, I don't know who these men are that's not requesting that they see you without makeup,
Sheesh.
but I guess that's
I
a real thing.
guess that. Yeah, I guess it's a real thing. Um, but like I said, so I looked at a couple different things, and the percentages they were kind of all over the place, but they definitely say that the biggest bulk of this what this one study says the biggest bulk of people doing the filter fraud are 47% are the 18 to 29-year-olds.
Hmm.
Like they just are, and then close, not too far behind, we have 30 to 44. They're at about, what do you think that? I don't understand. Oh, why do you think that's
Why you think that's the case?
the case?
Did they talk about it in the article, the study, like why people are actually doing this?
Oh, you know what? I didn't see that. They said the percentages. But as you get to the 45 to 59, 13%, 60 plus 3%. I did read for men who they said the biggest population of men who would use filters are men who are in the gym. I guess enhancing their muscles and things of that nature, making their bodies
Hmm.
look better. That was the biggest. Men were in that way, making herself, bigger or buffer, things of that nature, and actually, also clearing their skins and things of that nature. But they was like just about 90% of women are using filters.
90%.
Yeah, just about 90% of women who are posting on, social media or these
Okay.
dating sites. Yeah, those who are doing it for that. About 90% of women are doing that.
That's a
You know,
lot.
yeah, just about everybody. I mean, I guess it makes it look better, but I don't, I guess you're saving a memory that's fake. You're saving these fake memories.
Yeah. I
But
don't know.
the study did say men are closing the gap.
Okay.
It didn't really, because the breakdowns weren't from the one study I seen, but the studies are all over the place. They're not really consistent. I guess it's contingent upon what area they're doing in, what's their population, and usually they do a substantial amount of people. Most of the studies are 2,000 people, where they just randomly ask, how many people retouch their pictures, how many do for family pictures, selfies, and things of that nature, and they break it down to different categories. Um, but what were categories? So it was like selfies, food, family photos, home design, wedding engagement, personal workout photos, professional headshot, group photos, baby and newborn. And it looked like, uh, selfies, family, and uh, and group pictures. People changed the most, for all 52 tired. Well, because you have a man already. Let's stop playing games. He already knows what you look like. Please, this is not the conference. This is not the conversation for you. Um, but yeah, it's mostly single people, really. A lot of single people. I mean, there are people who are together who do this, but it's mostly um, people who put the worm on the hook. We're trying to attract
Mm.
something. You want to put your best picture for it now. It's not your foot, it's your best picture. You
But
want the perfect lighting.
I would think that you would run the risk of rejection when the person finally sees who you really are or see what you really
So,
look like.
right. So it's almost a new form of catfishing.
Mhm.
You're catfishing with your fake face. You know,
Mhm.
you're filter fishing. Uh, so
Yes.
this is why dating is very difficult, or meeting people, because now it's like you wonder who you're going to meet. It might be that person, but it might not be that person.
Mhm.
I want the girl in the picture. I like her. You send her?
I think people be take I guess they take their chances. Like once
Well,
they
you
get to
do.
know me, they won't care.
Mm. Well, I think you came into it as a liar. I can't trust you. You lied from the door.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's tough. But I mean, so I was trying to find studies on if they did any studies on how people feel about themselves. If you're putting this fictional person forward to represent you,
Mhm.
how do you really feel about yourself? Um, do you like do you not like the way you look to the point where you are using this? But I guess, or is it the same as wearing makeup? So I don't really know.
Hmm.
I missed that one real fast.
You
You said,
mentioned makeup, but I think you were talking in relation to if the makeup changes your whole face.
right. So yeah. So in the filter, that kind of, if you look at if you ever look at them and you're person like this, and it'd be a whole new person.
Hmm.
She will look very different. But again, is it similar to makeup? I don't know. Can you do your makeup that way? Can your makeup be that flawless? I
Hmm.
don't think so. So that may be the difference.
Hmm.
Because again, I think that when you come out, most likely they will have makeup on, and
Mhm.
most likely still will not look like the picture. Because
Mhm.
that picture is I think they make them like perfect. Like this is how you will look perfect. So the
Mhm.
skin is perfect, everything, and I think it might even change the shape of your face a little bit. So
Yeah, I
it
think you can do
actually,
that. Yeah.
right. So I think it is different. So like I said, I don't know if it's much different than makeup. But I think some of them are. Some of them look, the person looks totally different. You ever see a person you're like, that's not the person I know.
Mhm.
Girl,
Yes.
men, men do this all the time. I'm not going to say men do it all the time. I don't really see that. And studies are saying men are doing it, but I don't know about all the time.
Hmm.
So it'll be a very good.
Yes.
Right, right. Some
Yes.
people. So are we talking about the majority, or are we talking about the fringe? What are we talking about here, Ruth? What are we talking about? Are we gonna make it normal to talk about the fringe again? Well, some people, yeah, some people can. Okay, right, but the majority of people can't. Half the women can't do their makeup. Period. So let's talk about it, right? So there goes that. And I think that's why filters are so easy, because you don't have to get made up for that picture anymore. You take any picture you want, put a filter on it. Um,
Mhm.
oh, so a whole bunch of old men are out here filter frauding. Is that what you're saying, Yolanda?
That's what she's saying.
That's what you're saying? The older men
Mm.
do it.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. I don't. Wow. Cause I read the numbers, and it doesn't support that. The numbers don't support that in the studies, and maybe anecdotally, that may work in, as it's speaking for you, but the numbers don't really support that. Hold on one second.
What were the age groups again that the study pointed out?
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Yeah, so the numbers really don't support that. But if I mean, it may anecdotally, it may work. I just don't know that to be true. Now,
Mm.
and we're talking about are we talking about filters or old men cropping their bellies out? And guess what? Most women do that. Okay,
Mm.
let's go. Let's go. So if you want to talk about just about all women do that if they have a belly.
Mm.
All men don't do that. Some men do, right? Some men crop out their bellies.
Mm.
Women have headshots because they know they look crazy from below the waist. Like if I see pictures and they're here, they don't even want to show the arm, because the arm is big. We know all the trick. We know
Mm.
all the
Mm.
tricks.
Mm.
So again, we could try to make this a man thing, but women have been doing this forever.
Mm.
Girl, I'm talking about that man.
It was in high school.
So again, we're still talking about, and I think people do that. People
Yeah,
definitely do that,
yeah,
right?
sure.
So I'm not saying they don't, but don't. We want to talk about the norm. Are most men doing that, or are most women doing it? I'll wait. Most women. I answer now. Sorry. Most women, and women have been lying since the beginning of time. Like I said, that's why you have Spanx, you have fake butts, fake boobs, you have pants that shape your body, like shaper. These pants make your body look different. When you take clothes off, you don't look like you did with the jeans on. So let's talk about it.
So do you
Um,
so should people say this stuff up front? Like, hey, I got on a fake butt. Uh,
yeah.
these lashes are not mine. My
So
eyes are really brown.
some things, I don't think I'm worried about lashes too much, but and we did study. We talked about some of the numbers on apps. So some men will crop out things. Yes, right. I
Mm-hmm.
agree. All women on dating apps for the most part. Well, not gonna say all. Here's no all. We're gonna say 90%.
I was gonna say, take that, reel
Yeah,
that back.
90%. 90% to 100 are especially on dating on dating apps are using something. Using something. And in cropping, I think cropping, that's, people have been doing that, but we're talking about, we start putting these filters where you're not you,
Mm.
where you don't even look like you. At least most men, they may crop, but their face is them. Or like you said, you have the man that posts the older picture. That does
Mm-hmm.
happen. He posted a picture when he was 23, and he's
Now he's
100 now.
63.
Yeah, like, bro, she's gonna know when she sees you.
But one of the things that I had talked about in my book was letting people know the things that might matter to them. Like
Hmm.
if you're seriously dating someone and you might potentially have kids with them, I think you should tell them the stuff that's fake, because they might think they're going to have a blue-eyed, straight hair, cute smile baby,
Oh.
and your eyes are really brown, your hair is curly,
Hmm.
and
But that's interesting.
I mean, things that could potentially be a problem if you have a child.
So I don't necessarily agree to that. I mean, if you shopping for a child through a woman's genetics, then I mean, you may not get that. You may not get that anyway. That's always a gamble, just
True,
because they have a
but no, but people fish for, people who are
true.
in that I want to have a baby mode.
Hmm.
They fish
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
what they think their kid
They're
might
going to
look
get right. Possibilities of outcomes that you can see.
like.
Gotcha.
Even though you're right,
Okay.
it may not turn out that way. You don't know how those genes are going to play out.
Right, but I guess they'd really be upset when they found out they're not in your eyes. So my baby had less of a chance than I thought.
Right. That's what
You
I'm saying.
right, you didn't cut my baby's chances down. Gotcha.
Hmm.
That's interesting. That
Hmm.
is interesting, and it's very interesting that the first thing as we're talking about it, people start saying, "Well, men. Well, how about we deal with women first? We can deal with men. How about you guys deal with yourselves?"
Okay,
first.
so Ruth makes a interest.
Here we go again. If no, I started accepting the imperfect. Um, hmm. So I think this is one. If the is it chicken or the egg? You know,
Mm,
what came first? Did a woman trying to make herself more attractive than the next woman lead men to want this more attractive woman, or was it men, seeking something when made women start to do it, start to try to do things to make more attractive? I don't know which one came first.
hmm,
Um, I'm not sure, but you're right at this point. But I think it's not men. It's codependence. We're both doing it for they're doing it for the look, and we are looking for the ones who are doing it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That I think we have to look at it more that way. Don't blame on a man on what you're doing. What the woman is doing. I think we both are really codependent, and this is this foul society, and it's the norms or the trends that are
mm,
going on at time, and we're all victim to it, right? So you're right. If one of us, and what I would say, Ruth, I would say if one of us would um, stop either stop wanting perfect or stop trying to be perfect. If one of us could stop it, then it could help both of us. I don't think it's a
mm.
all. I don't think it's one is really setting the tone, because actually, if anything, women are in competition with women. You're trying to outdo that next woman, really. To be honest, you want to look better
Mm.
than that next woman to try to get that man's attention. So inadvertently, you're really fighting that next woman. You're not, you know, you're trying to look as best as you can because you want to be the one he chooses outside of whoever you're standing next to. What you think is your competition. It may be your
Mm.
competition, but it's more of a society type thing.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. And I agree that if you're not already confident,
Right.
then these kind of things can mess with your confidence, you know,
Absolutely.
and
Hmm.
your self-esteem, and you can get to a point where you feel like you have to do these things to become desirable.
So, but this is my question with that, because I'm not really sure what the answer would be, but I think your confidence is really going to be shaken when they see you for real. Like, I don't like you.
I mean, yes.
I
Yes.
think I think your confidence is really gonna be shaken when you pull up,
I
and this is
agree with that.
man or woman. If he pulls
Mhm.
up and he cut his stomach out in the picture, and he got a stomach, like, hey, bro, like, what is that?
Mhm.
That's really gonna mess with your confidence when they're not
Mhm.
interested because of what they see, and it wasn't in the picture, or the
I
picture was,
agree.
you know. So that's
That's
why I
why I
don't
think
understand.
you should present what you got up front.
Right,
And then
right,
if you want to do your enhancements, fine.
right. I agree to that, because let me see what I'm working with, because if I come up and I'm like, ooh, that ain't who I picked, then it's an issue. Then we definitely have issues.
Mhm.
Women they are considered not attractive. I'm shallow Hal. I'm with the norms. I'm with society on this one. No, but I will say that most women I know don't have to get all made up for me to think they're attractive though either. It's not the
Mm.
makeup or anything that really, because I think you need to be naturally beautiful. Anyway, I need to think you're attractive outside of all that. If I find that you're only beautiful when you're made up, then I'm only gonna like you half the time.
Did you say I'm only gonna like you half the time?
Right. I'm only gonna like you when we go out, and the longer we're together, the less that we go out. So I'm gonna like you even less of the time. So, uh, what's mean and cruel that people don't like certain people because the face they were born with?
Hmm.
Natural selection. Hey, survival of the fittest.
Hmm. Even people who have been in accidents and stuff, like fires and stuff like that, it does take time for you to develop the confidence in how you look and be okay. So
And
this
that's the
is
real point.
yes, it takes
Hmm.
time, and yeah, you might, I'll give you a perfect example of myself. Growing up as a dark-skinned girl in the era of light is right.
Right. Hmm. Hmm.
I don't know
Hmm.
how many times I was called black something something something.
You
Right,
understand? I just thought it
right.
was my name.
Yes. And it took me into my 20s to realize that I am beautiful.
Right.
So sometimes you have to rise above what those other people are saying about you.
Not sometimes. The problem is you need to all the time, right?
All
This
you're
is
right,
about
you're right.
confidence.
All the
If you have the problem is people have there's no self confidence, right? If we're being realistic, it's you're falling into not you as you, but whoever's falling into what people say and to get to you, and that's the problem because you have confidence. Confidence is a big, is powerful. And I don't care how beautiful you think you are. Sometimes you don't understand those people may have the low self esteem that you would ever see. We
yes,
think they are beautiful, but what that person feels inside may not match what
yes,
we see on the outside.
yes.
So, I'm gonna change the name to Shallow. So, in all honesty, it's not about we have to stop. Okay, how do you? That was how
Oh, wait
society
a
is
minute, I'm
telling
sorry.
you.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Telling you people that they So again, so if you allow anybody to beat you down, first of all, that's an issue. Like you said, you have two people on the screen who deal with it, and I still deal with it at times, right? I'm still like at times. Remember that was so much of my life. I still have to remind myself that I'm a catch. Look at me, right? But I don't always feel that way. To be honest, sometimes I don't feel that way. Sometimes I do feel like that little boy who they was calling names, black as tar, and African booty things of that nature. Those things hurt, right?
Yes,
So but my confidence gets me through. I know better. I know who I am. So even when I do have those days, I can turn it around. Like, nah, look in the mirror, and I know I'm handsome and sexy and wanted by all. So
wow.
at the end of the day, I mean that's confidence you have to have, right?
Yes,
You can never let anyone beat you down. You can't let society tell you what you're supposed to look like, how you're supposed to look, what you're supposed to wear. That's crazy, and that's why we have so many people with low self esteem because you're listening to the wave. Everybody meant to ride that wave.
mm-mm,
So even if you're on the beach, be comfortable on the beach. And
mm-mm,
again, if you're comfortable in your own skin, you will see, that'll come through and people will see that. And that's
mm-mm.
very attractive in itself, to be
Yes,
honest. That is very
especially
attractive.
people who may not be the uh I don't know whose definition of attractive, but walk into a room and command the room. Or I'll say people who aren't considered traditionally attractive because they have that confidence. I think the confidence is more attractive than what you look like on the outside sometimes because you can draw people to you just by knowing who you are and feeling good about yourself.
Right. Attraction is also a feeling and it's something you exude, right? So it can be subjective. You may not think you're attractive, but somebody else may. You don't know what other people are thinking, right? You could be doing the damage to yourself by already counting yourself out. Like, I'm attractive. Guess what? Then you're not. If
Mhm,
you don't believe it, how's anybody else going to believe it? I
mhm.
believe I'm attractive. That's why everybody else believes it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got it. I believe it. And even if you don't believe it, I believe you're wrong. And at the end of the day, that's the confidence you have to have within yourself. And if
Mhm,
somebody doesn't believe it, so what? Move on. They're not the person for you or to be around you. Get that negativity up away from you, to be honest.
mhm,
Right?
mhm.
Um, so
And then
that's
you
what I
can do
say.
things like be on the internet makeup free.
You understand? No filter. It's
No
me.
filters.
Good lighting. I got good lighting.
I don't even have
No
that.
fucking. That's what I'm talking about. Go. And that's
Red
confidence.
light.
Right, right. And that's you got to know you're a baddie. You got to know you're a baddie. If you don't know it, then nobody else is going to know it, right? So we get.
Yes, yes, Neo, yes.
I don't think the older that starts from the beginning, right? You should always know how emphasize how confident and attractive you are. You can't just get that as you get older, right? You want to do that in your teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. It should be a way of life. You should just know I'm that ish.
Hmm.
Independent of what anybody say, independent of what what we say societal standards for beauty are and things of that nature. Outside of that, you got to know you're attractive, right?
Hmm.
And
But
if
you know
people like
that developmentally, adolescence is a difficult time to do that. You know, it's difficult because everything is about what people think about you. The people around you, you really care about your peers and how you rate and that kind of stuff.
But see, that's the problem. We have to teach our kids not to fall into that, right?
Mm.
Because I didn't have anybody to tell me opposite. And above that, I had people tell me the same thing. My grandma she looked just like me, but she was like, "You black son of a b. You dark this, that, and next year, monkey." She was worse than anybody else, and she looked just like me. I don't know what happened to her, but she was terrible. But so I got that confirmed. It was confirmed at home and outside, so it was very difficult, right? Because I had no one telling me anything opposite. And then everything on TV was, especially back then, was light, bright, almost white was
Yeah,
what it should be.
yeah.
So it was very tough, and it took a while to find out that for me to get to the point to say, I'm handsome, I'm attractive,
Mm-hmm.
I'm this, I'm that. And it was a lot to deal with. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but you have to remind me something when we're older. Why do you have to remind yourself more, Ruth? I mean, who are you
Like
trying to
I said,
remind?
it took me a little while to get there. I mean,
Hmm.
as a teen and early 20s. I mean, I've had guys always tell me I'm sexy because
Right,
cuz but
right, right, right,
people didn't tell me I was beautiful.
right. Got you.
There's a difference.
It's a big difference. Okay.
There's a difference. I remember the first man that told me I was beautiful. I was like, what?
Hmm.
What? You're not looking at
Right,
you're not
right.
looking at the dick. You are frozen, Daryl. Oh, there you
No,
go.
you were frozen.
Oh, I was frozen.
Yeah, it was you.
But and when I did get that confidence, it would burn me up when I would walk towards a group of guys and nobody says anything, not even hi. But when I walk by and I get a little further, they're like, "Yo, hey, babe, what? Yo, shorty, what's up?" I would be
Right,
so
right, right.
offended, so
Mm.
offended.
See, and I think there we start to have the problem because we look for affirmation in other things and other people. We look for people to now confirm that we're this, that, or the next. And when we don't get it, it becomes a problem because it's really not enough. So this is where the likes that we get on pictures become a problem. Um,
Thank you.
all that in a bag of chips.
Don't you say anything.
Okay, I'm not. So, so now people are doing it for likes, So, and I think that's why people are making it better because the more likes you get, the better you feel. Likes are a drug today, and you put a picture up, and you want, 50, 100, 300 likes. Boom, I'm killing them. I get 400 likes. Woo, I am killing them. And that's the problem. People are doing it for likes. So now you're having, surgeries, lighting. You're having a whole photo shoot for a picture to upload on pictures for likes. And that makes you now want to get these filters and go even further and further. But I don't, and I look on studies for like relationships and how they're going because I don't know if these were like, how can I meet you when you're not that person? That
Mm,
I'm seeing online. I saw you for 2 months and I'm looking at your pictures and I meet you and you're not that. That has to be disappointing.
hmm I mean, I
Has to
would be
be.
curious to know the numbers too. Like, are people saying something?
Right.
Are
Right.
they getting up and walking out like, "Hey, that's not who I thought I was going out with," or are they giving these people a chance?
Mm, I don't know. I
I
really
know
want
the
to see
group
what
I
happens.
posted. I posted that question, and I think just about everybody said they would leave.
Oh, I'm going. Pew! Well, again, it depends how much or how different they look. From
Right.
it's a little different, okay. It's like, because sometimes the have smooth the face out. So maybe they have a little bit more bumps on their face than, okay, I can do more bumps. But it depends what it really looks like before I really, decide how much of a liar you are.
Yes. I mean,
So,
it's like some of these, some of the celebrities too. Like when you see them in person, it's like, oh, look, you look a lot different than on the internet.
and that's not a comment. I mean, compliment.
No, it's
Ooh,
not.
you look different. Something different about you in person.
I mean, I think I mean, if you use makeup and filters and surgery, it's like you're a different person.
If you do a full transformation, you do makeup and I mean, you do surgery and things of that nature, then and you come out looking like that, you win. You
Hmm.
win. Some people are not agree. I think if you got surgery, you go full, and it's yours, then okay.
Hmm.
I mean, if you enhance your body or whatever, hey, it's yours. I mean, if you like it, you like it. It's cool. But look the same in the picture and in real life. I don't care what your surgeon's name is. Good job. This is gonna be a fun night.
So,
So,
so if you do all of that, and now you are considered beautiful, now what? Because
so I think
it's go ahead. Go ahead.
I would say the problem we see, and this is we are looking outside in. I don't know what they really feel like inside to, and I could be totally off, but to really go change everything about you to try to fit in or to be something that you weren't. I don't know how you felt about yourself to begin with,
Mm,
right? If you're going out and doing all these enhancements and lips and nose and butt, and I don't know how good you feel about yourself if you have to augment yourself for people to like you. Now, I could be totally off. I don't know the mindset of a person, but I'm like, I'm cool the way I am. Like, I'll work out and change what I can, but I wouldn't necessarily get a surgery, to try to
mm.
make something different or enhance something or things of that nature. I
What?
don't, I
No
like
back
the way I am.
implant, no calf implants. What?
For what? I got what I got. I'm good. Because it's not. I wouldn't feel that's going to really help me, right?
Mm,
Or is a bigger calf going to help me, or these bigger pecs really going to help me that much? I don't really feel it's going to help me that much. I
mm,
don't. I definitely know that a butt on a woman definitely is going to, increase her numbers of interest.
mhm.
I don't know how much real interest it does because I think it's the
Yeah,
novelty of it, right?
yeah.
The novelty of that butt is what you're getting attention for. Um, so I don't know if it really helps you unless you're getting a basketball player and getting money or something like that. I don't know how much it really helps you to really keep anybody. It may help you get them, but
Yes,
it's not helping you keep them necessarily. So you did all
true.
that work to be with somebody for a year and then be with somebody else for a year and somebody else for a year. So adding up numbers.
Hmm. Hmm. And it
So,
seems like
but I don't have
a lot of those women are having problems with those butts too.
still. I haven't heard anything lately. I don't follow the butts. I just watch them, look at them. follow, I don't
You don't
follow the
follow
news.
the butt?
Yeah, I don't follow what happens to them. I just watch them as they walk by.
Okay, okay. All right.
I remember used to there was a lot of problems and things of that nature, and people doing them, in different places and not
Mm.
official and things of that nature. But they're still having issues with these, I guess, butt implants. I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is because well, I think that some of it is fat replacement, but I think that there are some that are implants, and then there's the ones with the fix a flat and the rubber cement.
Just doing the most. Like, let's our butts fall off. Let's have let's die over trying to have a bigger butt. That's crazy. So see, that's, I don't know. I don't know where where mentally you are to do something like that, especially the ones that are not official. Why would you, knowing going in that this could be a problem, is a butt worth it? I mean, it must be. People are doing
It
it, but I
must
don't know.
be.
Yeah,
Yes.
it must be. It's beyond me. Especially here, people are passing away or dying from these surgeries that aren't the, sanctioned surgeries. But I don't know why you would do it. Anybody out there in the comments that had a butt done? Can you tell us why? Anybody? No. Okay.
I know what the heck is his name? One of the comedians he's on Instagram, and he was on a "Stop Getting Your Butts Done" campaign. I can't remember who it was, but I thought that was funny. He had some videos about it, and right,
he wanted to stop being done. So I don't know
yeah.
why. I mean, I think that if you're doing something and you're doing it responsibly and you're okay, then do it. The right reasons. If you want to enhance yourself a little bit, go ahead. But if you're doing it for attention, you're doing it to catch a man or a woman or whatever you want, then I think that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not even for you at that point. It's for them, for you to get attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I would wonder where your self-esteem is at to think that if I get this butt, now I'm gonna get attention.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is.
Yeah, I think that's the whole reason behind the filter frauds in general, is just that you're doing it for somebody else. This is not for
Right.
you. You're doing it
Right.
to draw attention to yourself or catch someone.
Right. Squats
And
only roof. You might want to add some weights to that. I'm just saying. But again, and that's the funny part about it. You could, and it's in genetics, but you could increase the size of your butt by lifting weights. But I mean, that takes work. And who wants to work when you just go pay for it?
yeah,
let's go easy. Let's
that
go
part.
easy. Yeah, and that's the problem. And then, like genetics, sometimes genetically, even if you are lifting heavy weights and things of that nature, it may not grow like you want it to.
But that should be okay.
Right. And that
Because
should
it
be
could
okay.
still be small and shapely.
Right. Like slim thick. And
Like
I'm saying, as
what?
long as it's slim thick.
Okay.
Little joint with a nice little bubble. Listen, if it's a bubble, you good. To me, got a little boop. Hey, it's a little boop, a big boop. As long as it's a boop, you good. But then everybody thinks bigger is better, and that's why they're going bigger, bigger, and bigger. I would say, hey, look, if you get a butt job, get your legs done too. Don't have some stick legs and then a big butt. It looks weird.
It looks so
absolutely weird.
strange. Yes. Keep it peachy.
I mean, you can do both if you're working out. I mean, if you're working out, you might as well try. Add some little heavier weights to grow. Like I said, listen, at the end of the day, as long as you're comfortable and you're happy with it, that's what it should be, right? It should be for you. And that's the problem. We need to do things for us. We need to look in the mirror and like what we see. We shouldn't look in the mirror like, oh, you know what? He wants it bigger, or she wants it bigger, or whatever the case may be. Look in that mirror and like what you see. Once you start doing that, you will attract what is for you. Right? And I think that's real. I think we do things out there. And if you're in the right mindset, I think you will start to get what you're really looking for. If you're out there doing things for other reasons, then that's what you're going to get. You're going to get people that want you for other reasons than, something serious. They're going to want you for your butt or whatever the case may be, or your breast or whatever the case may be. So start putting out there what you want, and women and men, we have to like what we see in the mirror. And like I said, I know for myself, I had to start liking what I saw in the mirror. And then you start feeling better about yourself. You still start feeling more confident. And then you're on your way. And then nothing will stop you once you feel good about you. because independent of what anyone else says, that won't bother you.
Yes.
Before it bothered me a lot. I'd be crying and oh. Now I'm like, something wrong with them. They must be blind. They got cataracts. They got cataracts already. It's ridiculous. See how lovely I am, how scrumptious I am. And that's the confidence you have to have in yourself, so that no
Yes.
one can take it away from you. Your confidence shouldn't be able to be taken or shaped by anybody else. So I would, like I said, I would just say stop leading with the fraud. Don't
Yes.
lead
Yeah.
that. Especially, I think if you're on like a dating app, like if you're on your Facebook, but the problem is you're on your dating app doing this, that's really not okay. I don't think, because you're really
Mm-mm.
setting a tone. You're setting a tone that you
Yes.
may not be able to keep, and that's men or women. So, like I said, if you're cropping your belly out, hey, bro, let them see your belly. Let them know what they're getting. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? So let them swipe. Let them keep swiping past you if they're gonna swipe past you. If they like the belly, they like it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. If you're upset about your belly where you don't want to show it, how about you just go work out, bro?
Right. Right.
Put the stop whatever you're doing, eating and drinking, and try to work it out instead of trying to hide it,
Mm-hmm.
because they're going to see it. Hello, I see it. You brought your belly with you,
Eventually.
right?
Yes. And I think that's an important point. If you don't like what you see, then you know that you got some work to do. Whether it
Right,
be therapy, whether it be working out, or whatever. You have some work to do to start liking yourself
right, right.
instead
That's
of
it.
trying to cover it up or change it.
Like yourself. Don't like yourself as a filter. That's the problem. You're looking at yourself as a filter, liking it better than you like yourself. That's saying
Mm-hmm.
something. If you're doing that, if you're looking at that filter like, wow, I look good, and you look good only in the filter,
Mm-hmm.
that's bananas.
Mm-hmm.
That's bananas. And that's not going to get you too far. And that's
Mm-mm.
not going to get anybody. I don't think most people want to invest in you if you don't even like you.
Right, right.
If you don't even like you, how can somebody else invest in you if you don't like you?
And why
So
should you have to hide yourself like for the rest of a relationship? Like these women who say that their
right.
man has never seen them without makeup. Why?
Hmm.
I mean, that seems like a big burden to me. They had to get up every morning
Hmm.
and put on makeup before you see me.
Right. Or I think even if say if you get that person when you were all filtered up, I think you always question, do they really like you? Are they really attracted to you? Even if they trying to stay with you, like, do they really like me? Because I mean, they like the picture. Maybe like my personality now. Do they find me attractive? I mean, do they really find
Mm,
me attractive? You may
mm,
struggle with that. I'm not sure, but I can see someone being like, they may have liked my personality, but they don't find me attractive.
mhm.
Unless
I can
I'm
see that.
all glammed up and yada
Mhm.
yada yada. Like I said, I'm gonna like you half
And
the
that can
time.
cause problems in the relationship.
Absolutely, and problems you're self-inflicting because you may just because your self confidence is blown, you're like, I don't know if they like me. And they may have no problem with it, but you have a problem with you. So you're
Mhm.
projecting it onto them. Like they
Yeah.
can't like me outside the filters. They
Mhm.
can't. They're gonna be looking at somebody else. Ooh, who just called him? Let me look at his phone.
Mhm.
That can
Mhm.
spiral out of control, all
Yeah.
because you don't like you. Your self
Right.
confidence is not there, and you're
Yeah.
projecting that onto your relationship.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes. And even, your partner might fall into that too, by only complimenting you when you're all dialed up.
Right,
Like,
right,
"Oh, you
right,
look
right, right, right.
beautiful tonight." Like, well, what do
Oh,
I look
okay.
like at other
In
times?
other nights, right, 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 right. So you're only getting that positive response when you are dressed up.
Yes, when you got all the stuff in place.
Hmm. When you're all dialed up. Gotcha. And that
Yes.
is true because sometimes I know it's funny. It's not that maybe not that you're not attractive when you're not dialed up, but if you are around somebody a lot and every day and you start go out as much anymore. When you do get, oh girl, you looking good again. You want to compliment them, but you really don't understand that sometimes they're looking at like you didn't think that yesterday I was in the kitchen.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You just said this morning when I woke up. So you
Mhm.
only like me when I'm dressed up. Here we
Mhm.
go. Problems.
Yep. Problem.
Problems because I just say I think you're beautiful on a regular day, on a Tuesday, a Saturday night when we're going out. I think you're beautiful. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I can see that being a serious problem for a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Self-esteem is very important.
Very much so. Which is why you
Filters
need to have it before you get involved with someone.
right, right. And these filters are really mm, just making us just not even like each other. Just we're living in a fake world almost. You know, we're living through a different reality, like a social media reality, and then it's you in real person. I wonder if people are waiting longer to meet each other because now you know these pictures you're sending are not really
Mm.
you, and maybe I'm anxious about what do you think he really sees me.
That is happening.
Gotcha. It makes sense. It has to woo girl. I done sent him all these pictures, but I don't know
Yeah.
that girl in the pictures.
Yes. That is happening. I'm talking to several young people who are looking for mates, and some of that is going on. Like,
Wow.
I don't know if they're gonna really like what I look like when they see
Right,
me in
right, right, right.
person. Yeah. Like, well, what kind of pictures you got up?
Right.
Well, I only have my face, or
Right, right,
I
right.
got a picture of my body, but it was from 2 years ago on vacation after I dieted for 6 months, you know.
See, just, and that's so terrible because now you backed yourself into a corner.
Mhm.
You know, you really backed yourself in a corner because of you trying to compete with society. You know, doing what they want you to do instead of just being you. And the person might
Mhm.
have liked you from the rip.
Mhm.
You know, they might have liked you from the rip. But now it's kind of weird
Mhm.
because I had my head in my head you looked one way,
Mhm.
and then you looked a totally different way.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm. Yes.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. But I think that was more because they was just stuck together and they never really talked to each other before and couldn't hide at work. And I was like, I got no refuge and you're with me every day. I hate you. I didn't realize how much I hated you. These last couple of weeks showed me I don't even like you.
That has happened
I
to
want,
some couples.
I want a divorce.
Mhm. Yes.
Pan divorces. This pandemic has broke up many a relationship.
Mhm.
If you made it through the pandemic, you can make it through anything.
Hey, Omar.
What's up,
For
Omar?
real. For
Yeah,
real.
if you
That's
made it
the
through the
roughest thing
pandemic,
of our time. Yeah.
y'all living on top of each other for all that whole year and a half almost. You really had to
Mhm.
like each other, or had
Mhm.
a big house. Unless you had a big
Yeah.
house where you can go to options and hide.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
let's play hide
Or
and go
find
seek.
find a way to become friends again.
Right, right. So some people got closer again. Like, girl, I didn't realize. I forgot how funny you were,
Mhm. Mhm.
and couldn't see your side, John. So they really the ones who paid on the pandemic couldn't get over there to see them. Dang.
Yeah, the pandemic messed the side joints up.
Right, right. They was running out of batteries like crazy. It's battery shortage. So, and I think people might have perfected their filters over the pandemic, being home all that time. But right now, these filters are great. I met a girl a while back. It was a white girl, but she uh, was black in her pictures. She portrayed herself to be black. My man hooked me up with this girl. Her pictures were like she was dark.
Mm.
I thought she was like a light skinned black girl. So I met her. Like you're white.
Oh wow.
You're white. Like Missouri white.
Oh my gosh. How she pull that off? Makeup.
Whatever filters and stuff of that make herself darker.
Wow.
Right. So it was crazy. I was like, wow, you're really white. Like, what are you doing? She said she liked black men, so she was being, darker for them. I was like, man, why you hooking with a white girl? And not tell me.
that does you because
She black.
black
She
people that
blackfish
like
me.
white women want a white woman. So why would you do that?
She again. It's so weird. Like she blackfish me. I was blackfished.
You got blackface.
I got blackfish. I was so I was so
Oh, you
upset
got dollars
because
off. Dollars off.
yeah,
Remember
right. $8 are like, hey, bro, like, what is you doing? She's white. He's like, you didn't know? I said, you didn't see the pictures? And then I started showing people the pictures. And they were like, oh, yeah, I thought she was a light skinned black girl. Crazy.
Wow.
So these filters are real, man. People are
Mm,
actually changing who they are. But like I said, for me, that changed everything because you definitely weren't what I thought you were, and it kind of I lied
mm,
to. And
mhm.
to find out that you were kind of doing it on purpose because you wanted a black man, so you want I don't know what you thought was happening. Like, oh well, you're white, it's okay. I think you lied,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm. Sounds
because
like it
it
was.
just was it was different because it seemed like you did it on you lied again intentionally. You use these misleading pictures, right? And I guess my man knew, so he's like, I thought you knew. I don't know her, fool. Like, what are you talking about? I thought she was black.
Mm,
Definitely
mm,
thought she
mm.
was black.
Wow.
Um, yeah, it happens. It's real. It's real
Yeah,
out
I
here.
think when you're being deceptive,
Right. And they
it is
all
a
are.
problem because you're starting your relationship off on a lie, like you said.
90% of women out here lying from the beginning.
Mm. I guess if that's what the
90%.
stats say.
That's what that say. 90% of women are using these filters. Crazy. Now they didn't say they all were using them for. They said social media. So it could be just
Okay.
posting a picture, for thirst trap, or whatever you're doing. You might do it just to put it up to feel better about yourself, which is crazy because it's not yourself you're putting up to feel better about, but it's fake self. Uh, but the ones like I said on dating sites or things of that nature, um, you really have to. I think they should do ban filters or something on that. Exactly, visual liars, absolutely.
Mhm.
I think they need to ban it, or I mean, if you have some pictures up, you need to have both. Have your filters and your natural,
Mhm.
right?
Right,
Just
I
show
think
people
that
what you
makes sense, especially
show
on
people what you can get.
dating sites.
Yeah, especially on dating. That's what I'm saying for them because I was reading the stats where they were, um, right, absolutely. They were saying, on dating sites, and they said men or women are using them, right? And we're talking about any type of picture to the picture where it could be cutting things out, things of that
Mhm.
nature. But women are using them really at a high rate, picture wise, and are leading with those pictures, So I guess if
Mhm.
there's a profile picture, whatever, how it works, that picture of them is first grabbing attention will be
Mhm.
the glammed up picture. Them glam pictures, you used to get them all back in the day. That's what they
Mhm.
are. They're glammed up. These perfect pictures to get you in. Um, and then they said, I think I was reading something that said that a lot of times, say if they have like 5 pictures, the last one will be the natural one.
Okay.
But I don't. Most time, if men see the first 3, they don't even get down to that one.
Oh,
They
wow.
may talk to them or respond to them or something without getting to the picture of the real them.
Mm.
And like I
But
said,
it's
I
up
think I
to
will
you.
look. It may be up there. Yeah, they said some
Okay.
women are putting it up there, but it's like I said, out
Okay.
of 5 pictures, that'll be the last picture, and then may not even get to that last picture due to
Mm.
the other ones looking so scrumptious. You're like, I want
It
this.
should be the second picture.
I believe so, or maybe
Yeah.
even the first. Once you leave with who you are, right? Leave with who you are.
Mm.
And I wouldn't even be mad if it was a picture where you had makeup on, like you did your makeup and put it on, or you were out. I think that's fine. But when you have these pictures that embrace any imperfection you have, that's crazy. Because
Mhm.
now I may really like what I see, but that's not really you. So
Mhm.
now I come to the date and I'm like, oh, she lied. So I don't know how. Again, I couldn't find any studies on how that's viewed. Either way, like if a woman comes, like I said, the picture was that was 15 years ago, and that's not you. Now you're bald and fat. Like, you know, what happens then? Do people leave? What are
Right.
the stats on people leaving, people staying, and are trying to get to know you? Do they feel misled, and things of that nature? I think
Mm-hmm.
I would personally feel misled, um, if I was on a dating site, but I think I would ask for more pictures. More
You
filters
would
and
ask for more
men
pictures?
get more.
Flaw leeway, huh?
Women are doing filters because of women. Stop. It's not about men, Ruth. Stop trying to always blame us for what you guys do, right? It always comes back to us somehow. It has. I don't. I don't. So if again, are you guys giving flaw leeway? Because you just said if a man has a fat stomach, he cuts it out. You're going to talk about it. If he's bald when he comes there, you're going to talk about it. But again, I don't think men are supposed to be the beautiful ones, to be honest, right? So women are supposed to be the beautiful. If we're going by societal norms, women are the ones supposed to be the beautiful ones. I don't think you technically look at a man for beauty. So maybe men do get kind of a pass because that's not really our thing. Men aren't putting makeup on to go. For most men, are not putting makeup on. Y'all the root of all the problems. No, y'all, y'all chasing the penis is the root of all problems.
Wow.
So right. That's what I said. It's a woman's decision. But I think they attack men the same way. Um, women, want men to look a certain way. Like first thing I think Yolanda was saying, you men send pictures when they were 20 years ago and they're 60 now, and there's pictures from they were 20. It's the same
Mhm.
thing. But again, I think that men aren't the ones who we're not putting makeup on to come out for, most men not putting makeup on to come out or trying to change ourselves. We come out as we are for the most part. Um, most men might have to hide their stomachs, what I mean, or their
Mhm.
bald head. They got a hat on all the time. But I don't see outside of that men doing as much as women with filters, with the hair, with the makeup, with the fake butts, with the fake breasts, with the shaping pants, the Spanx. Like we can go on and on and on and on. Right, right. We can go on and on and on and on at things that were devised to enhance a woman's look in real life. You
Mm.
know, and outside before filters. What I mean, is women always try to get an advantage with some type of not all women, but women have had things at their disposal to get attention of men. You
Mm.
know, it is what it is. How many times you get inside the club and come home and they take the button off and everything comes out like what the heck just happened? Where did the extra body come from? How do you hide it? Could you breathe? Omar, you're right, and I've been telling them all night. They always try to run back and make it about us, but I think it's really about them. And a lot of times it's them trying to outdo other women. Women
Mm.
are in competition with other women a lot more than for men because women at the club they talk. That girl thinks she cute. She ain't cute. Look at them heels. Them heels they only 3 inches. What's she doing? What's she doing with 3 inch heels to the club? She look terrible, right? Women are catty. Men don't care if your heels are 3 inch, 1 inch, 6 inch. If you look good, you look good. We good. There's enough love for all y'all.
So do you think is it's a self-esteem thing?
I
You
believe it
feel
is.
like you need to hide who you are or enhance who you are so much that you're a different person.
I mean, that's how I feel, and I only speak from what I think because I don't know how women look at things. And like I said, I don't know a lot of men out here getting enhancements. Like I don't know, my buddy, yo, I'm gonna get my pecs done. You know what I mean? I don't know that conversation ever to happen.
Mm.
So, or like, I think the worst men would do were the Philly boys when they had a Beijing, you know, making hairlines and things of that nature that are not there, non-existent beards. That was crazy. You know what I mean? I think that was frauding when you're painting on beards and things of that nature. But I don't know if that was, that was I think that was a minority of men. I don't know if everybody was doing that, but I guess it was a wave at one point. I mean, I never participated in it, and most of my friends haven't, so I can't really speak to it. But I know that was something that men did, but not as much anymore. But women have been going strong since the beginning of time.
I mean, so do you think it's a valid point that I think it was either Yolanda or Ruth made that if men would just accept us the way we are when they see us, then women wouldn't feel the need to always try to enhance themselves some kind of way.
Again, like I said, I think that women need to. I think it's both things, right? If we see something nice, we're complimenting what we see is nice, right? So I don't think that's wrong in a sense that if a woman gets dressed up and she looks good and oh, you look really good, but women take that as, well, I need to do that to look good, right? They take it maybe out of context because you could look good maybe at home or whatever the case may be. So yes, you listen before you respond with all that rude. So women, if your self-esteem shouldn't lie in what a man wants. That's what I'm saying. If you're doing anything outside of yourself, if you're doing it for someone else's attention, it's a problem. That's man, woman, whoever. If you're doing something for someone else's sole attention, that's a problem, right? So that means I don't think your self-esteem is where it should be, because your self-esteem is actually lying in how that person is receiving whatever you're doing. So if you think you need a big butt to get attention and you go out getting a big butt, that's not even for you, really. You know what I mean? So that's a problem for me. That means you have a problem before. If you get a big butt, you should get it because you want it. You know, I want my butt bigger. It's not really for attention. Yeah, because you want it. Right, I agree. Women live by weeds and makeup. So, and that's true because I don't know many men. This is for me, so it's anecdotal. I can't speak for, but I don't know many men like, yo, where your lashes at, girl? Go put your lashes on before we go out, right? Hey, girl, go get your wig. Put that on before you go out. You know what I mean? You don't got to get one with the blonde, the one with blonde. There to get the blonde joint. Usually, that's the decision you make, and we will compliment it, you know, because we're supposed to, or whatever the case may be, or maybe we may even like it, maybe good, but it's usually not our decision when you get dressed. I don't know many men that are there where you get dressed. You got dressed because you had an idea in your head of what men want.
Yes.
So that's your perception. But like I said, I don't know many men that say they want lashes. You know what I mean? So some things that the women are doing, they're doing because they want to do it or whatever they got in their head that this gives them the advantage over the next woman to get this man. So that's really about the woman. Ruth, where you at? Where you at, Ruth? Where you at? I'm listening. So,
that's an interesting point, though, Daryl. That it's about women competing with other women for men's attention.
Right. Right, and that's what it really is. I think, you know. So again, I think it's kind of, it becomes a codependency thing where we're both like you don't want to hear any truth. Typical. Don't want to hear any truth. I think that, you know, we definitely, if we see something attractive, I think men are going to say something about it, and then women take that and run with it. Like, yo, when I wore this, all the men were looking. Like you said, when you walk by, if no one said anything, that outfit ain't gonna be hot. But if you walk by and you constantly like, oh, yo, you're gonna want that outfit or them shoes or whatever you had on that day, you're gonna try to duplicate that again to try to get that response. You know what I mean? So really, our response is really about what you guys are wearing. We don't lead the trends. Men aren't leading the trends of what women do. You know, men aren't here like, yo, put these lashes on, put these fake butts on. Women are all doing that. You know what I mean? They're all doing that from whatever their perception of what men want is. So no man is dictating how a woman, for the most part, how she's dressing or whatever. We just see you at the club and we're like, yo, that's dope. We like that one. And then the one that if you see somebody liking that one, you're going to try to do this, you know, same thing, get that outfit or get those shoes or, dang, she had a big butt. So I think you like big butt. So now I'm going to get a big butt. but that's
Mm-hmm.
still all internal. That had the man was just, whoever liked whatever they liked, and in turn, the woman took it and run with it. There are more single.
Mm-hmm.
So there are more women in the world. This is true, but there are a lot of single men. I think there was there was like 50, and this is, we're talking about black men. I think it was 52% of black men are single with no children.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and sometimes the problem is, they're not everywhere. So you got to go to where, if you're in Utah looking for a black man, guess what? Probably won't find one, or be one or two. So you need to go to where they're
Competition
at.
competition
At
is
slim to none, right? So if you're in certain places, you might have to move. But there are men out here. But see, but that's what you're saying, Ruth. You're kind of making my point for me. Since there's so many women, you guys got to do something to stand out, or have something stand behind you even bigger to get the man. That's what you figure. And sometimes men do go for that. You know what I mean? Sometimes they play woo, but not all the time. So
mm.
sometimes women are, like, there's no trend, I believe, that men are starting for women. Women are doing something or wearing something first, and then it may catch the attention of somebody, or you outdo. So it's not men. So I would say it's not men who are making women feel this way, because women feel this way because of, whatever, low self-esteem, whatever the case may be. But like I said, they're doing what they're doing for our attention, and we're
Mm.
not leading that. We're not leading that charge at all. We're definitely not.
So somebody, I don't know how many years ago, got the fake butt, and people were like, "Yo, oh my God, did you see her? Did you see her butt?" And it just whisper
And
down the lane, like, "Oh, big butts is the thing."
I mean, butts have always been big. I mean, if you go back in the day, you see white women who had the little whatever with the butts back there to make the dress sit up. I see. I think because butts are not, everyone doesn't really have that round butt. So anything that's different usually stands out, is rare. You know what I mean? Because it's like everybody don't have a big butt. So the butts may stand out a little bit more because it's a little different. Maybe
Mm.
not, but men keep it going. How do we keep it going for sure? Because we compliment you. So should we not compliment you when you look good? So if that's keeping it going, by saying you look nice in that tight mini skirt, dress, shorts, we're just complimenting you on how you look. So I don't think we're keeping it going. You guys keep it going by continuing to wear it. Stop wearing it if you don't want to be complimented on your body parts. Cover up if you don't want to be complimented on your body parts, right?
Mm.
If you guys would stop taking these thirst pictures and having them all over the internet, guess what? We wouldn't be tracked, or we wouldn't be complimenting these things if we didn't see it. So which one is it? Do women want to be complimented or not? And if you're butt naked and we like it, should we not say anything, or should we? Like, again, it's like you continue to put this on men, but we're responding to compliments and women isn't that way too. We may. Someone may say you look beautiful, whatever case may be. But I think that sometimes you stand out more when you're doing something different. Like you put on your little booty shorts and your cheeks is hanging out, like, yo, that looks good. I'm saying.
I mean, as you see from as the years go by, you have to do even more. Like you said, you have to kind of up the ante. Whereas you might have wore a mini skirt, now then it was booty shorts. Now it's a G-string.
Right, butt naked. But see,
Yeah.
it's weird because I think, so if there were more variety out there, I think men would be look different. If the majority of people are wearing, like, say, if we're following whatever the society is doing at that time, and everybody says, say everybody's wearing short mini skirt. Well, then
Yeah.
that's all we get to see. So all we can do. So the women don't want to wear the pantsuit, so they don't feel confident in it. So they're not even wearing it with confidence. Because no matter what you wear, if you're beautiful and confident, we're gonna holler. We're most likely men gonna holler anyway, right? So independent of what you wear, but certain things stick out. Men keep it going because we're trying.
Mhm. I think that that's the thing that a lot of women haven't learned,
Right.
that you can get the same attention fully dressed
Absolutely.
that you can get butt naked, you know?
Right. Right. So again, it's about that self-esteem. It's about what you want to lead with. Again, if you're leading with naked, okay, that's cool. But you have, and think about it, some people with business women or in offices all the time who have to wear, and they're still getting people trying to talk to them. So
Yeah.
it does work, but again, it's not men, it's women who are dressing the way they're dressing, and we're just complimenting what we're seeing. We are. That's it. So independent of what you wear, we're complimenting it. I don't know what you're saying yes to, Ruth. Okay, it's women's
Why are you
decision
messing with
to.
her?
Because I don't know if you're complimenting. Because we got to be realistic about our conversations. Women are wearing what they like to wear. We compliment it. And again, it could be a romper, it could be anything. We will compliment it if it looks nice. But women today feel like naked is nice. They feel like
Yeah,
naked
like
is
again, I said, they have upped the ante.
right, and they're doing it for attention, right? So we're coming, we're at passenger seat, and whatever you guys do, we respond to, right? So I mean, I guess at a certain point, men should like, ew, put some clothes on. I don't want to see that. I don't think it's gonna
happen. Yes. Yes.
This is true, and like I said, this is where women are making the decision to go the way they go. It's a woman in sweatpants, especially some oversized sweatpants. That's really sexy sometimes, right? They don't have to be all. Again, we see who you are, right? Confidence, you're rocking it. We good, but women are doing this. Women are trying to, for whatever reason, and I'm not sure. I'm not a woman, but like I said, I haven't been in anybody's closet. I haven't picked their clothes out for them when they go out. Right,
Yeah,
Omar.
I used to like that look.
That look was cool for a minute.
Yes.
That look was cool, but then what happened? It started getting shorter and shorter. Daisy Dukes, go ahead, back that thing up, and then tip drill, change the game.
Tip drill.
Change the game. Right. Oh my,
Yes.
and women very sexy,
Yes.
very sexy, right? But women started going away from that. And again, I mean, this is natural. Sometimes the more if you see a woman, some little shorts on, it might look really cute, and then women just keep doing it. So I think what we kind of found out as women who are leading the charge with this, we're just we're just complimenting what we see. As men, we're like, you look very nice with your butt out. Look at you. You're almost.
At some point, though, you get desensitized to that, and the ante has to keep being raised.
Well, that's what's happening. You again, and marketed to up the Cardi B, making big city girl. Right. So it's funny, like he said, we've been marketed to this. You guys have led us to like this. To me, you guys led us to like it because you're like, this is what we're wearing. This is what we're wearing. Now we're wearing damn near panties as shorts, and that's okay. Your butt cheeks are hanging out. That's okay. Like, damn girl, you make damn little looking naked look good because you damn near naked. That's okay now. Like you said, up the ante. Before it's gonna be like little tassels and a string, and that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah,
it's gonna be that. But until women, stop. And really, women, again, like I said, men can say, oh, we don't want to see that. Ew, I don't think that's going to happen.
no.
Women have to lead the charge and take some of their self-esteem and say, you know what? It's okay to have clothes on. It's okay to be out here with clothes on. And sexy doesn't mean naked. That's the problem. Right now, sexy means naked.
Yes.
That's what it means. Sexy means it's like you got a leather swimsuit on and some boots and a jacket, and you're like, I'm going out the club. That's a pool wear, not club wear. It's weird. That's what they're doing. So we do have to. I think women really do have to kind of start, I guess, presenting themselves differently. And men, hopefully, we can help out. I have had
Omar.
a lot. So I hear you. Oh, and that's so I'm not really I'm not too mad at weave unless it's like unless it's like 30 inches down her back. I think sometimes people want to look a little different and change a little something. I'm not too against that. That doesn't bother me if you change your hair a little bit. You want to be a little different today. Um, as long as you're doing it for you, I don't mind necessarily. But I get some people don't are not
Ah,
into that. Um,
he
right,
says not.
right. So that, right, like so as long as you understand who you are and you're not like that's not a part of your identity, then
Mhm.
I don't want that because nothing should be a part of you. You can do things to accent yourself at times. Maybe I
Mhm.
want to wear a hat today. Maybe I don't want to wear a hat. Maybe I want to wear that. Those are okay things. I don't want it to be you can't. I can't go out the house because my hair. I don't got to weave. Like, there's a problem. I would have a problem with that.
Mhm.
Because again, I want you to love yourself. I want everyone, man, woman, child. You need to love yourself. Who's in the mirror when you wake up? With no
Mhm.
makeup, no hair on. You have to love that person. If you love that person, then everything you do is an accent or something else you want to do a little
Right.
different. But if I think at the end of the day, we have to love ourselves and who we see in the
Yeah,
mirror.
I agree with
Mm.
that. Definitely. And if you don't like who you see in the mirror, before you do anything, you should do something to change how you feel about yourself. And then,
Usually
like you
therapy.
said, anything else is an enhancement.
Right, right. Dress
An
up.
addition
Just dress up.
is dressing.
Right. Just
Right.
something. Right. Just want to be a little different for today. Yeah, that's no problem. But
Mhm.
again, I think the big thing, and since we're getting close to wrapping it up, but
Yes.
therapy help. I'm Barbara.
Right.
This is true.
Right.
This
That's
is
true.
true. This
Yes.
is true.
Very true.
So I mean, I think we are very. There's a whole bunch of people with low self-esteem out there, and they're trying
Mhm.
to find it in these filters, these enhancements, these butts, these all these things that are not real. Um,
Mhm.
I think you just need to find it in yourself. And if you can't, talk to somebody,
Mhm.
so you can build that confidence in yourself. You can build that self esteem because that'll help you in the long run. Because again,
Yeah,
you can't do anything if you're not really comfortable with yourself.
that's right. And sometimes after talking to someone, you may say, I don't need that.
Right, right,
I'm good.
right, right, right,
But you should always question if feel like you need to change something, you should mull it over and think about
right.
why.
Absolutely, absolutely. Who? The big question: who are you doing it for? And the answer is not you.
Mhm.
Then there's no reason to do it.
But some
Ruth,
people will say, I'm
you
doing
always
this
agree
for
with me.
me. Some people will say, I'm doing this for me. But when you start digging, you find out that they're not.
So, yeah, yeah, right. And that's the other thing. We got to be honest with ourselves. If you can't be honest
Yes,
with you, we have a
yes.
problem again. This goes to self-esteem. Like if you're lying to yourself about why you're doing something, problem. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you have to really we have to start knowing ourselves, loving ourselves, being able to tell ourselves the truth. Like, hey, this is not good. I don't have to do this for this person, whatever the case may be. I look like I said, Doc right now. She had no makeup in pajamas. She good. You feel me? That's confidence. She's like, I'm good. Sexy in pajamas. Good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you have to have. You have to love yourself. And again, like I said, you have two people on the screen who went through that where you were beat down, beat down, beat down, beat down, and have actually come out of it and on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't hurt that we're both very sexy. Like, I mean, look,
Hey,
this is crazy.
all
This is
right.
crazy. I don't know. But this could be everybody. Everyone can have that feeling for themselves, right? It's about how
Mhm.
you feel, how you represent yourself. And like I said, if you put it out there, you will get back.
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for this spirited discussion. We can keep it going in the Facebook Relationship Flow group, YouTube, and I believe on Instagram. All right, guys. We will see you next week. Have a good
Have a good
weekend.
night. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Bruce. Thanks, Omar.
Thanks, Omar. Yes. Thanks, Ruth. And thanks, Yolanda. Good night, guys.
Thanks, Yolanda.